zone.
I'm
Touchdown.
yeah.
This time with a lot of time. Was that ball intercepted? It was!
Hello everyone and welcome to Shields Field here at MSUM's Alex Nemzik Stadium for a brand new show called The Dragon Way. I'm John Webby Webking. The Dragon Way is all about the path of Dragon football to recent success under head coach Steve Lockway, but also the process and culture of the program behind the scenes. We'll break down some of the most important home games in the Lockway era and then add brand new commentary from Coach Lockway, assistant coaches, and we'll even bring back some featured alumni for a perspective into the program like never before. Before we begin, we have to thank our loyal and committed sponsors that make all of this possible and encourage all of you sitting at home to do business with them to help the Dragon community grow. Affinity Plus, Federal Credit Union, Bell Bank, Brand Folk, BSN Sports, Buffalo Wild Wings, Bite Speed, Courtyard by Marriott, Herbert & Gerbert's, Forum Communications, Gate City Bank, Matt Bus, Microtel and Travelodge, Midco, Papa John's, Pepsi, Richard's Transportation, Rustica, SANFORD Health, Shields, SCHUCK's Bus Service, Spicy Pie, State Farm Agent David Eggers, TAC Music Venue, Travel Incorporated, and of course, Minnesota State University Moorhead. Once again, thank you to all of the sponsors that make this possible. And again, we encourage all of you sitting at home to support them as well so we can all grow together. Now, it's time for the show. Let's send it to your host in the virtual world, Steve DeStatio.
Thanks, Webby, and welcome to The Dragon Way. I'm your host, Steve DeStatio. A quick reminder to those of you watching live on WDAY Extra or the Dragons Digital Network, open up your MSUM Dragons app and then open the Dragon Way event to check in right now for reward points. And if you hit the prize portal button, you can play our show-specific Midco trivia game for extra bonus points. Play along live with the Dragons app while you watch The Dragon Way. We're trying something a little different today as we enjoy watching the 2013 Dragons football game against the University of Mary. Our new watch party style features, as always, head coach Steve Lockway and assistant coaches Wade Youngbloom and Abe Warwick. And our two special guests this episode, let's welcome in former Dragon wide receivers Adam Jiskra and Corey Ambrose to the show. Guys, what's going on?
Hey, Steve. Thanks for having us.
Adam, Corey, what are you guys doing these days?
I work actually over at Shields. I'm an analyst for the e-commerce team. And I got my wife, Casey, and then our baby girl, Caroline. So she's about 2 years old, so she's keeping us pretty busy.
Congratulations, Adam.
I just bought a house in West Fargo this summer. Work for Farmers Union Insurance as an insurance adjuster, and I have a kid too, but it's a dog, so she's about 4 months old. So she keeps me pretty busy too.
Thanks again for joining us today. Coach Lockway, as we look at the career numbers for these two guys, what did these guys contribute to your program off the field?
Well, obviously everyone can see what they did on the field. Those are just mind-boggling numbers. But, you know, I think about a guy like Corey who I think showed up on our doorstep with about a $130 is what he weighed. But you know what? He played like he was about, you know, had a heart of a lion. And so it was a guy that certainly, you know, had that find a way attitude. He had a chip on his shoulder, didn't seem to care. I would also say is probably the best youth camp coach we ever had because he blended in right with the size of the campers. So that was a definite plus for those years. And Adam was a great competitor. He didn't settle for anything. You know, he was able to play as a true freshman and then continue to just keep getting better. And I think the perspective he brought, the balance he brought off the field where he wasn't rattled. He could be intense when he needed to be intense, but man, he could laugh and joke around in between series with the best of them. And so that was a great kind of tone that he set for a lot of our guys.
October 26, 2013, the game against the University of Mary. Why this game today?
Well, first time that we got a win against Mary in the rivalry game where we were able to win the paddle. It was one of those deals where we'd played the rivalry game for a long time and had never won. And, you know, it's not much of a rivalry if one team wins all the time. And so it was certainly a special day for us. It was, you know, doing something that we'd never done before. And that's one of the things I think that, you know, Adam and Corey and their classmates, I was part of their rallying cry within the program was to do things that hadn't been done before. And this was one of those opportunities. And this was one of those days that, you know, it kind of marks itself in Dragon history.
All right, 2013 Battle for the Paddle, sponsored by Midco. Let's go.
On the near side, Hodge wants to put it up. Fires complete. He's got just for his loop.
Oh, geez. We got to start with Adam right away.
Getting hogged by a linebacker. That linebacker, I mean, he had 10 yards on you, man.
He was probably one of the best linebackers in the conference. So, no, I was pretty slow back in the
Hey,
day.
watch this block at the end by me on the bottom here. Look at this. This guy probably doesn't.
Oh, got him!
Corey, do you remember what that DN said to you at one point in the game? He
No.
made a short joke and you said, yeah, I never heard that one before.
Oh, yeah, that sounds about right.
Because you probably got a short joke about every game.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look at this guy.
I'm not going to say I was open, but I was open.
I don't know why they didn't throw it to you, Wade.
That's crazy.
The ball knocked Corey over.
That ball had some zip on it, but a great catch by Ambrose, too. Turned, scored around, made the catch, first down Dragon.
Oh, heck, if we would have had turf then, I probably would have scored.
No doubt.
Shout out to Shields.
Again on the ground. Medhog.
It does look a lot different watching it on the grass.
Oh,
It
man.
does.
Hits just incomplete.
Uh,
Yeah, it was the first time I watched, I guess, myself on film since, like, whenever I graduated. It's like 5 years ago. So it was super weird.
You didn't get any taller, did you?
No, definitely not. I do about weigh the same, though, I'll tell you that.
man, Hodge really didn't want to throw it to Grandy there, huh?
He figured he had a
Me
better shot
and
running
Danny
with
had
it.
our roles, all right? And we knew what those roles were, and we excelled in those.
Receiving yardage coming into this ballgame.
We block for rocket screens and bubble screens.
You do the dirty work.
Yep. I was just an old lineman wearing a cool number.
The other standing back at his own 14-yard line. Low snap, gobbled up, kick, end over end. It's Ambrose, and he's
I didn't realize that we had you back there, Corey, for punts.
Hodge out of the pistol.
Yeah, I hated it.
Low, but complete.
You put your most trusted guys back there.
Hodge, busted play.
I think I was back there for a year, and all I had to do was fair catch it. No returns.
Well, they saw the
Yeah, no-
speed on that other one. They knew they didn't need you returning.
They're going to keep it on the ground.
Yeah, nothing like 11 full-grown men running full speed at you that are twice your size.
Oh, you betcha. Another shot at that.
He's got to be the only Dragon player to play like 5 positions in the history of Dragon football.
I have to ask him what he actually said his position was. I can't remember it because it's too many,
Yeah.
like,
Oh.
Mamba.
He got lit up.
Wants to put it up. Fires far side complete. It's DJ Young. Finally. Bagnell accepts the thigh high snap. Goes
Oh,
back,
Chris Lee,
fires,
sniper,
down
getting them.
Incomplete.
Good play by Jalen.
Yeah. Those guys are scrappy.
He played a good game this game.
Yeah.
Gravely grabs it. Gravely grabs.
Oh, Chris, you see Chris punked that guy late. Oh, man. There we go.
That's some classic Hodge ball there.
This is classic Hodge ball.
1 second in the pocket and then get running.
There we go. Come on, Adam. Block him. Oh yeah, look at
Kinda.
That was a 2 for 1.
Yeah, 42 just ran right off the field after you crushed him there.
Oh man.
Just chicken winged them too. I hope we get a replay on this thing.
6-0, 4:42 left in the first period.
Yeah.
Jake Hodge with his 14th touchdown pass this
Definition of hodgeball.
Corey
Yeah.
Ambrose with touchdown number 5. West
Good little move, Corey. Here it is, Adam. Oh yeah.
Oh, you couldn't hit him any harder.
Grafton tough, baby.
Yep, Northeast North Dakota tough up in God's country.
Shoot.
Hey, what game was that you dented your shoulder pad on that guy?
That was week 3 of this 2013 season.
Was that?
That was, we ran a mesh and yeah.
Was that right? Yeah.
It was meshed.
Dented my shoulder pad.
And then you said you never wanted to run that route again.
Well, the guy told me never do that again. I was like, I'll take it.
He didn't have to tell you twice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is the year where we had those wristbands. Oh, that was the worst.
The worst.
Flinging it.
Just needed a few more inches, Corey.
Story of your life.
Look at you blocking there, though.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh,
the
you
other
wanted
thing.
this.
Okay, goal.
Oh, missed him.
Sean
Goes to your
Hollenkamp making an appearance. People forget what that tight end group was called. We're the big 3 if you guys forgot.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Every
Coach Sandy,
practice-
we called him Spolsty. We didn't even call him Coach Sandy. We just said Spolsty.
Every practice, didn't you guys do some sort of?
Yeah, we had a little celebration.
You had your little celebration. When we
Big 3.
scored
I don't even know
touchdown in
if I can
practice.
remember it, honestly.
You never got to do it in a game, though.
No.
Yeah. Oh gosh, that country felt good.
Sean didn't like it that we told him he was Chris Bosh.
He was, though. Out of that group, he was the Chris
Yeah.
Bosh.
Yeah.
We gave Miles the LeBron title just because he could do a little bit of everything. He blocked. He could catch a ball occasionally.
Whoa. Stop it here. Stop it here. This is
Oh.
the play.
Marauders showing blitz. Hodge back to pass. Scrambling to his right side. Hodge is now going to run. Hodge dives towards the end zone, fumbles the football. Who came up with it? Still no signal. We still don't have a signal. I think it's touchdown Dragons. If you've ever seen John Elway in the Super Bowl against the Green Bay Packers get helicoptered for the first down, that's exactly what Hodge looks like. Here's the replay.
Yeah, I think he got in. I think that was the call right away, and then he looked like he took a pretty good lick.
I never saw.
Whoa.
I don't know if he was ever in. I think the ball was recovered by Ambrose, but it's.
Pick this play, the Hodgecopter play, as we all know it, as Hodge would know it. Just kind of signifies Hodge's career. We've been talking about Hodgeball a little bit. And you see Hodge, he would always just find a way to get into the end zone no matter what it was, sacrificing his body. I don't know how many surgeries he had, but he was always willing to sacrifice his body for us and for our team. And that's just – and then the Hodge, when he gets up, no doubt that he was in the end zone, doesn't even go to recover it, just starts celebrating. I mean, that's Jake to a T. Getting a little Wade love in there.
That's why we got that posterized up in the locker room right now.
That's right.
Let's take a look at our first quarter stats presented by Midco, Coach. 14-0 at the end of the first quarter. What sticks out?
Excited to be ahead. I know that, it's one of those things where we were, coming off a tough week the week before, and, to be able to get off to a quick start, that was always important. And certainly grabbing momentum. That was a team in 2013 that really thrived off of momentum. So to be able to get momentum early, to be able to get into a rhythm, certainly if you look at the stats, obviously that's a pretty impressive first 15 minutes of the game for us.
All right, we're just getting started. Coming up, we'll watch the second quarter with the Dragons up 14-0, including Wade's one play to the You Betcha guy. You got to watch that. You're watching The Dragon Way.
Powerful and playful. Delicate and precise. Bold and carefree. It's the way you move, and it moves us. To deliver care for your whole family. To provide options beyond the expected. To help you leave pain in the past and find your way forward. Orthopedics and sports medicine at Sanford Health. Health lives here.
When you get a news membership, you get all access. What does all access mean? For one low subscription rate, you can read and view all of the 20-plus Forum Communications news brands, including exclusive members-only live streams and virtual events. Simply become a member to get all your local and regional news from all of our online news sites, e-papers, apps, and more. Discover the benefits of All Access membership today.
Welcome back to The Dragon Way. I'm Steve DeStacio. Coach, great start, up a pair of scores. What's the mindset going into the second quarter?
Just keep the pedal down. Let's keep it rolling. We got momentum. Let's keep it on our side.
All right, here's quarter number 2, sponsored by Midco. Let's go.
Here's Bagnell. Finish my thought in a moment. Give Gravely. He's going to have a first down. A whole lot more. Watch out. Left side. Belkey grabs him. And Mary, I think, has said enough.
They started second.
Yeah.
3 yards in the first.
Tired of us talking at length here about
3 yards
Hodge because they got a swell quarterback back.
And Gravely in the backfield.
That Bagnell, is he related to the Mary coach now?
That's him.
The guy in the
really?
mirror.
That's the head coach.
Oh,
wow.
Bagnell's going to run. Cinder block. Good snap. Hold. Kick. Well short. Don't tell
That might come in later, huh?
That's a good cinder block.
Gonna get
Who
blocked.
got their hand on that, Mumba or Steve?
They keep it on the ground.
Had to have been Steve. He led the nation in blocked kicks.
Yeah.
Damage has come through the air, but
Here's Ambrose.
There we go, Corey.
He's going to have a 10.
You gotta get on the ground a little
near
faster.
side. Hodge, give. Medhog. Nothing much. He's going to get
The run play with the tight end blocking, you had to have been in, Wade.
Yep, always.
Fires complete.
Oh, look at the respect they give you on that, though. Covering you as a pass threat.
He's going to backpedal his way to the 43-yard line.
I wouldn't want me to catch it out in the flat either.
but in effect, it's more of a run than a catch.
I remember this is my
You're
first,
open, Wade.
Always.
I remember this my first fall camp was right here, and I ran into Wade in the middle of the field, and I was like, well, this
Looks for a block.
This is Hodge ball.
Speed, Nathan 10 Dragons, 35-yard line. Hodge, screen pass, far side.
There you go, Corey.
cut party.
Cut party, let's go.
Oh, yeah.
I'll mention that in a moment.
Yeah, I won't watch my blocking for the rest of the game.
Looking for the first down marker, and he's going to be a
Corey, did you ever block a guy straight up, or was it always cuts?
Always cuts, except for that guy I depleted at the beginning of the game, you know.
You weren't on scholarship to make cut blocks.
Like after I'm like objectively looking at it and not like looking at it from a player's perspective, I'm like, wow, I was horrible at blocking.
Oh, here we go. Here, this is my one play.
Shell out, Medhog in the ball game here on 3rd and 7 from the far hash. Mary looking blitz. They'll bring 4. Hodge dancing, now throwing towards the end zone. It's Miles Montplaisir.
Wow.
He comes down with it. He had 2 rushing touchdowns last week. He gets his first ever receiving touchdown. It's 20-0.
Great catch by Montplaisir. There it looked like a lot of traffic, looked like a couple arms in the air, and Mr. Hodge, cool, waits, sorts out his option, goes to Montplaisir. Look at that hand up there right in his face. Never mind, says Mr. Montplaisir. A touchdown, and the Dragons expand this to 20-0, Steve. 9:27 left.
So I picked this play because, as you see here, we got a 3rd and 7. Majority of the time, we're probably just whipping that quick slant to Jiskra, normally us tight ends we're used more as decoys here, but Miles does a good job here of understanding that he didn't get the ball in the flat and he was supposed to turn that thing up. Like Corey kind of just mentioned to me, this might have been Hodge's first ever pocket pass touchdown. Miles does a great job of gaining some separation, and a lot of people may not know this, but he's got like Whopper Jr. hands. So the fact that he was able to come down with that ball, because Hodge threw maybe 2 spirals in his entire career.
It's funny you mentioned he didn't throw a spiral, because it was rare that he ever threw a spiral. And I remember the one day in practice that he threw like a dead spiral to somebody, and the receivers like all stopped and like clapped and cheered and were like, yeah, way to go. And that's when I first realized, like, wow, he really doesn't throw very many spirals. Back to defense. We got all these offensive guys watching the game, and nobody talks about the defense. And wait, Abe, were you even redshirting at this time?
I'm redshirting. I'm standing on the sideline wearing a hat somewhere. I don't know if you can look for 17 on the sideline.
How about this?
Safety.
I thought for sure a safety. You know, then you don't argue it because you don't see it live, and then like you watch a replay and you're like,
gotta be
really?
Like a safety, doesn't I?
He had a pretty good
zone. We know that 3 or 4 yards back.
Probably was easier to let go because we had a 20-point lead at the time.
Right.
Here you go, Wade. Open up Corey again.
Wade, that's why I don't get thrown the ball. I don't know why.
I almost wanted that to be my play right there.
Yep.
You can't catch
the reason I
everyone.
moved to the other side of the ball, guys.
Webby, this is my play.
Dragons lead at 20-0. Wow, Hodge. Okay. Now throwing, completing that Medhog out of the backfield, and Medhog's gonna score!
There's your answer, buddy.
Take that, Preston Texas. Touchdown, Dragons.
All right, they may have tried to take him out of the game. They can't do that. Just took Hodge one more play to add another score on here, Stephen. 26-0, the Dragons sprint ahead. He was wide open that time. Heading down the right sideline, just flashed by the remainder of the Marauder bench. Easy touchdown, and the Dragons now with their 4th score already in the first half.
This was actually an exchange route. So play action. And I know I wasn't getting it right here. Saw the safety. Knew Zane was getting it. Right, he's wide open. So this shows why I caught balls. I wasn't the best blocker. If we want to watch me right here. From my knees, decleat a guy, yep. And that's why Zane scored. So I'll take half the credit for that touchdown.
How about the throw to the ref by 6 feet? Remember when you did that, Adam? You had a touchdown and you threw it to the ref who had his hands up, and like you completely whiffed at him, and then you went and picked the ball back up and gave it to him before you celebrated.
Well, I think what happened was I threw it at him and he was giving me the touchdown sign, and it hit him like right in the sternum. So I felt really bad because I wanted all the calls still, you know. So me being the nice guy, I picked it up and gave it to him.
Then you celebrated with your teammates.
Then we celebrated, yes.
I knew there was something like that.
We do what's right.
There you go.
Do down 27-0. He's going to run the ball. He's going to throw this time. C.J. Young far side.
Pego played some. Bryce Pluta, I think was his name. We probably knew it better as a long snapper, right? He lived in that upside down.
Good job by the defense.
Here's the if you care. 2nd and 10. Bagnell, short drop, throw, complete. He'll hit C.J. Young.
Is it just me, or does Aaron Bull look really fast this year?
He for sure got slower as he got older.
Bagnell, the more experienced Bagnell and the Mavs, but it's been opposite today.
Now there's more flags.
Hopefully he's getting to the sideline.
Pretty good coverage. And tell you, life's chancy anyway as a defensive back. Look at that, Stephen. Boy, he goes over the top. I think he has a right to the football as well, right?
That's terrific. Mary. Dragon 21-yard line. Bagnell.
Jared Shelley, old Kenny G.
Incomplete. Blitzing. Now he's going to settle in on 2nd and 10. Quarterback draw. Bagnell gets a block. And then he gets fans down below. It's stomping their feet. Bagnell throwing. Incomplete. I'll leave you with the calendar. Bagnell, play action. Throwing over the middle, touchdown. Mary finally gets on the board.
I suppose we got to show them scoring somehow.
Yeah.
Ryan, high, short, end over end kick.
Oh gosh, Corey, here we go.
What block?
Yeah,
Oh jeez.
this was something else. Chris made a play on this.
This got us points to end the half, I think.
Yeah, he drops the ball.
No help from Corey.
We'll keep it on the ground.
Hey, he gained like 50 yards. What more do you want from me?
That's true. I like this drive, though. I think it was the 5th drive we scored in a row to end the half. And we end the half, but we ran basically the same play, like flat, just to kind of throw. Just handed it off inside zone. And they just wore them out.
Hand it off all the way down the field and pull it so he gets the touchdown right.
There you go.
I remember at halftime giving Hodge crap because he gave it the very end.
I'll keep that because I was supposed to get my hat on the inside of the end, and I was so tired that wasn't going to happen. So the guy kind of just did it for me, did my job for me, so that was nice.
Give Ferrante nothing. Might take a second or backseat to the spectacular passing game, but it's been a big
man,
in this football game so far.
That's a good throw.
Bagnell hits
It's a long throw.
And he came up and ended up getting the tackle.
Bagnell throws complete.
He started dealing on this drive and then into the second half. He had about 2.5 quarters where he was on fire.
Yeah, Mary had some pretty good players on offense this year. They had like 2 all-conference receivers, I thought.
Yeah,
Hope and Joliffe, I think.
Bad snap. Bagnell picks it up after dribbling it, being chased by Darlene.
You know, they've pumped us at home 2 years before. I don't know if you guys remember. You probably don't remember that game. It was brutal. They just kept winning. They were high-powered offense.
Yeah, we just knew Bagnell was going to be back there slinging it. And we had to, offensively, we're probably thinking we just had to keep up with them. Like you mentioned earlier, just us getting.
Let's take a look at the numbers from the second quarter presented by Midco. You just mentioned that Craig Bagnell was warming up, but your team's still up 34-14. What'd you think?
You know, proud of how we ended it. You know, I think we went 5 straight series scoring points, and that last one I kind of touched on was pretty satisfying to be able to just basically run the ball right down their throat. I remember walking in at halftime behind some guys, and they didn't know I was behind them, and they were like, holy man, I am tired. I feel like I've played a whole game. And I think we played something like 52 or 54 plays in the first half, which, to give you some perspective, last year I think we averaged about 68, 69 plays a game. So they played a lot of football in that first half. Obviously, we did great offensively, and, you know, happy with where we were.
34-14, the Dragons led at the half. Let's take a break. On the other side, Adam and Corey will join the Wade and Abe halftime show, where they're going to vote on the worst headshot. You're watching the Dragon Way.
Hi, I'm Wade.
And I'm Abe.
And we're joined by Corey Ambrose and Adam Jiskra, and this is the Wade and Abe halftime show sponsored by B-Dubs. I like B-Dubs. My favorite sauce is the Buffalo Dry Rub wings. What about you guys?
I'm a mango habanero guy all the way. I like it like when it burns a little bit.
Honey barbecue, 100%.
I'm right with Corey, honey barbecue.
You guys
all right.
Simple.
Shout out to B-Dubs. Okay. I mean, I guess kind of just to start here, just taking a look at our stats and everything. I mean, the crazy part is that kind of sticks out to me is that, you know, we had technically less time with possession, but we played 52 plays as an offense roughly. And that was kind of the big thing that stuck out for me from the first half.
Yeah, I mean, we had 301 passing yards. So from a wide receiver perspective, it was a really fun half for for my perspective anyway. So it's always fun when we have over 300 yards at halftime.
Yeah, I remember sitting in the locker room, obviously up 20, and, you know, it was kind of a shock because these guys were pretty good, and, you know, they should have been better than us, but we played a way better first half, and you know, we were probably telling each other, hey, keep the pedal down, let's keep moving because we can play with these guys.
Wait, Abe, I wanna ask you, Abe, what as a redshirt freshman that year, what was kind of your halftime routine?
Yeah, my halftime routine, get as many snacks as I can. I was always shoving Rice Krispies in my pants. So, because I knew when I go back out there, I was like, then I got snacks on the sidelines. Everywhere else to put them, so I just put them in my waistband, stashing fruit snacks and Rice Krispies. But yeah, that's kind of halftime. Now let's roll in. We got a little game to play with our special guests here. So we're going to have a little vote on ugliest or worst or best. I don't know what you want to call it. Roster pictures.
Oh, man. Look at that.
Guys, gotta love the Mohawk, guys. I rock that thing every year for all 5 years.
This is your first one? Your first year?
Yeah, look at that.
Oh,
no, this one's my second one.
Second year?
Yep.
You look like a little baby, kind of. You got baby face going on.
I know.
Yeah, you look like your younger brother.
Yeah. I don't know that.
Oh, man.
Like a little kid.
That was my freshman year.
You gotta be, what, 155 pounds in that picture?
Probably about $160.
Oh, man. You were tiny, huh?
Oh, man, I was little. Oof.
At least you got a nice cut, though. Nice, clean cut.
Oh.
You look like Charlie Sheen in Major League. You should have a leather jacket.
I would have worn it.
Oh, man, Abe.
If Charlie Sheen and Brian Bosworth had a child,
Holy, look at that mustache, too.
That's a good mustache. That thing probably took me 4 months to grow.
Did you dye it?
That's a year, Abe.
Oh, yeah, I dyed that for sure.
Oh.
Do you guys remember the Geico commercial?
The
We
caveman?
went through that stage freshman year where we all grew out our hair.
Oh, yeah.
People don't know at home that, Corey just got done shooting. He was actually a backup. He had a backup role in one of the Wolverine movies, one of the stunt doubles. Just got done shooting that and then decided to come play football.
Did you shave
That's definitely,
your mustache?
no, that's definitely a freshman kid of college beard right there.
What?
Corey, you think you look like a grown man, and then they see you get up, and you're like, oh, that's a little kid with just a lot of facial hair in there.
All right, we're going to throw this at Twitter and see. Twitter, you can vote. I don't know if it's for worst or best, but I know I'm looking pretty good in this one, so I'll take it.
Let's go for the worst. Whoever's got the worst. Vote for the worst headshot.
Well, I guess I win either way then.
I think so.
All right, that's it for the Wade and Abe halftime show, sponsored by B-Dubs. Thanks, B-Dubs. The third quarter's coming up after this commercial timeout.
Prosperity is today's investment in tomorrow's promise. The promise of a better way of life. With every act of kindness, every act of creation, and with every act of love, we strengthen our community. And when we stand together as a community, we accomplish the impossible. We can choose to pass through life, or we can choose to pass on a better way of life.
Welcome back to the Dragon Way, and one day TV Land is going to kick themselves for not putting the Wade and Abe show in syndication. Let's get to the third quarter, sponsored by Midco. Let's go.
Part of the game plan, I think they wanted to get something going. They didn't need huge numbers maybe running the ball, but they like that balance.
Kissed,
Tyler Kist out of Winnipeg. Hodge in a lot of trouble. He's going to go down. He gets sacked by John
This is where you could have heard a pin
That's
drop
his
in the
sixth
whole
sack this
place.
season, and Hodge is getting up slowly. He's grabbing his right knee, and he's hurt. This is not good news. Remember,
My
this is
stress
the
level
Jake
went
Hodge
through the
who was
roof at this
concussed
point.
2 weeks ago.
We went from scoring 5 straight drives to backup quarterback and trying to figure out now what are we going to do and how we're going to adjust the game plan. Manage the lead and then manage, our personnel.
Wide open in midfield. Watch out down the far sideline. Gets past Shell.
Now, this is a complete left-hand turn, but I noticed it during the Abe and Wade show. But everybody, I don't know if the fans can see that we all have our names on our Zoom. And we have first and last name, but we have Corey. He just puts his first name, and it's all lowercase letters. Like, it's totally fitty. Shortest name, and then all lowercase.
You got to keep a little bit of anonymity or whatever it's called.
Yeah, little man syndrome still in you.
Kind of on hold right now is University of Mary. A quick touchdown here.
Yeah, see, this is where my blocking really goes downhill because now I got to actually try to block because we're not throwing the ball.
You think your guys' blocking went downhill because you kind of knew you were just going to run it?
Yeah.
It's Shog are more than anxious to lend a hand in the footwork.
I know at this point we're just trying to balance how do we slow the game down because we have a lead. How do we get totally calm and comfortable, and so let's see, we try to throw some swing passes here. Corey probably wasn't fired up about that because that meant he had to block
on the play clock. Totally.
That's what it is.
Shell left side finds Shell. It's going to get 4 feet and a lot more.
This is the year where we had a repeat call, and I think we got that repeat call.
Hodge is sitting on the medical table right at the 50-yard line. Give. Medhog.
This was a pretty important drive just to get, I think, totally comfortable. Love this. There you go,
Adam, I want to know why did you just run to the sideline?
I think I told them that week. I think my selly was we were going to go all sit on the bench, and I don't think anyone got it.
Initially was overthrown, but
I like the high
a nice soft touch.
I love the you tried to high five the sideline here, and they didn't even want to give you none.
Yeah, Keith didn't want any.
Nope.
If we had a different
Bo doesn't
game
even
on
care. Bo's just walking away.
Quarter Bagnell pumping and now throwing.
Oh, there's Bo, always in the way. It was this year. Remember this? It was this year, 2013. We played Southwest in that rainy game. And Bo walked across the field mid-play.
We're in the game. It's on the game film. Bring the balls to the other side of the field that we're dry. We actually still have that marked on the video system.
What's Bo doing these days?
Bo's still doing what Bo does.
Man.
Stepping up, he's going to run.
Leading 41.
And the best time of the year, the new freshmen come in and get to make them scared of them.
That's what it feels like. Bagnell setting up the screen. Ferrante out of the backfield. Grabbed by Bowl. He's thrown down. A flag Bagnell.
Grabbed by Bowl and then drugged for 5 yards.
Incomplete. He's clad in University of Mary.
You guys remember when Aaron was playing at Augustana and he threw up on the field? Like, I don't know if it was Steve D that was like, and he literally has left everything on the field.
It was red Gatorade everywhere.
He didn't want to get within 5 feet of him because he just smelled like vomit.
We had the red Gatorade with the white jerseys, and it was spilled all over. In
first game in the brand new white jerseys too.
He was so mad on Monday. He never could have red Gatorade on the road ever again.
Marauders come back, and this reminds me a little bit of what the Dragons did in Minnesota.
I think that was the day that we ran out of food the night before. I was
put away the Dragons
all around bad road
trip. Right now that
it's
going to be difficult for the Dragons.
Wide on the near side, first and 10. Totally give Medhog a lot of running.
Yeah, you skinny kids probably like. You guys probably like the tight jerseys.
Oh, they're so much better than the other ones.
I think then you might get a lot of.
I was swimming in those other jerseys.
And emotionally, might get a whack a little bit too.
Throw a bigger guy like me in this. Everything's on the
Gets the call. Left
humble
side.
brag.
Ferrante.
Bigger guy like me.
Will pick up 8.
Just ask any fat guy. It's not the most favorite thing.
Corey just didn't like it because the sleeves went down to his elbows and his
I do remember that was the one. That was the one thing that bothered a lot of guys.
The Dragon 38.
Keeps it going up over the shoulder pad.
With time. Being chased by Robin.
Oh, man.
That was wicked on the O-line there.
For the Marauders at the Dragon 23.
Bagnell throws complete.
Got to keep the head on the swivel.
Yeah,
Big impact in the game. The Dragon.
Especially when Corey and Adam are coming.
Second and
blind
8.
side again.
Bagnell
Right.
again rolling to his left, running.
Chris
And he
Lee
gets pushed
knocking him
out of
down.
6 seconds remaining third quarter. Bagnell fires near side. LB Poe.
I remember doing sprints, and Chris Lee was like one of the fastest guys in the game.
Sets up the screen.
Yeah, he was
Hits
super fast.
Ferranti out of the
He could move.
One of the fastest, one of the strongest. That was both like that was him and Seedorf.
First and goal from the 6
Yeah,
yard
Two of our
they were
starting linebackers
freaks.
that year.
Play action, throwing towards the end.
I just
zone.
remember Seedorf doing
They're going to get Jalen Ray again.
My first year
Jalen
there,
Ray
and I was
might
like,
be guilty of grabbing Nick
balls.
Jones,
He
but
had,
what I
like,
think
he had at
Stacey
least
Jameson needs to
125
realize
pounds.
is touchdown with 7 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Mary's to within a score.
Yeah, speaking of pressure, you can begin to feel, this crowd has an exhale on.
This quarter was like watching
I think they're
a
sensing
car accident
The same thing. That they know
happening
there's lots
in
of
slow
high
motion.
drama
And
away
we
and
were
what
just
appeared
like,
at one time to be
this
a
isn't
rather
happening.
comfortable
It
lead.
just kept
That has
happening.
largely vanished. 41-33 with an extra point to come.
Coach, not a lot of comic relief about these third quarter numbers presented by Midco. Pretty much a domination to Wade's point earlier. You guys possessed the ball longer, but Craig Bagnell obviously warmed up.
Yeah, he was dealing. That was not a good quarter for us. Obviously, losing Hodge kind of knocked us to the mat, and and then we're trying to go survival mode. And I think, obviously that wasn't working very well. And probably the best thing that happened is the game ends up here. We'll see coming up in the fourth quarter. It forced us to get out of survival mode, and we had to turn in and go to win it mode. So let's see how that plays out, huh, Steve?
1-6 team up 41-34. Stay tuned for the fourth quarter. We just saw some crazy plays. Got more on the way. You're watching the Dragon Way.
Riddle me this, with all this sizzling meat and crunchy veggies nestled between toasty flatbread, who should get credit for Papa John's papadilla? The person who invented pizza or the person who invented folding? Well, whoever it is, a tip of the tongue hat to you, sir or madam. Papa John's papadillas for just $6 each. Better ingredients, better pizza, better than a sandwich. Papa John's.
Welcome back to the Dragon Way. I'm Steve DeStacia. The Dragons up 41-34. Can they hang on? Let's watch. Let's go. Powered by Midco.
Mary now has pieced together 418 yards of total offense.
Oh, he had a shot here on Zane.
He has time. Now he's throwing.
After that third quarter was pretty rough. Obviously, we're trying to get Foley into it. But I remember being like, all right, what's the stuff he does best? Let's just throwing it so you can see. I think we just started doing a bunch of verticals. He could throw verticals and he could throw flares. Got back to what Corey said, throw the ball to wide receivers.
It worked in the first half.
Keep calling the plays that work. That's what they all tell me.
It's pretty simple.
Yeah, let's not overcomplicate it.
He gets taken down.
Oh, B-Sauce. I miss that guy.
Got him the ankle bite. Yeah, Corey, look at that.
Oh, yeah.
Were you guys nervous at this point?
Oh, 100%.
Nervous Tony was gonna screw it up.
No, you kind of get to a point where when you have multiple 3-and-outs, you're like, man, let's just kind of let's put a drive together.
I almost blew up gasket on that play because they were overshifted to Jiska. They were supposed to throw the screen to the other side. Like, not that I get upset on the sidelines, you guys know, but every now and then you have a look. Pretty sure that one.
I'm pretty sure you probably gave Cole the old Lockway face on that one when he was coming up.
Yeah, pretty sure.
Dropped a few. You got to be dry shaving me.
I said that too. That's my classic line. Now when I say it, you've made me so self-conscious. I say it and I'm like, gosh, I just.
And certainly the Marauders now have taken command of this football.
Yeah, after this point, especially coming off the Crookston loss, I was like, oh boy, here we go again.
Here we go again. I think everybody thought another debacle on him.
I mean, kicks came into a big play though. They missed some big kicks. Not getting that extra point.
Yeah.
Missing that field goal or the one we blocked.
And certainly, I'm sure he relishes this opportunity. He puts it up and he has a
Wait, every time we throw it at tight end, you got to catch those.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Big throw right there.
Zane had great hands out of the backfield. He was always making great catches.
You've seen the size of his hands? They were like double the size of mine.
Yeah, he's got maybe the biggest hands.
Yeah.
It's crazy how much they respected me and just left you wide open. I must have showed up on some film that they watched. I don't know when, but
Troy lay in the wood.
They knew my high school quarterback was in. That's what it was.
We couldn't even get the snap.
Oh boy. Stop it right there. That's got to be my play.
Third and 9 here at the 7-minute mark. Jiskra and Hollenkamp lined up near side. Bubble screen. Jiskra looking for a block. Got it. Flag down. Jiska's going to score. Touchdown. But
how did that work?
Will it stand? There's a flag back at the 36-yard line.
Yes, there is. A bobble snap. He kind of forced that throw, almost shoveled it off. How that turned into something special, we don't know. And apparently, the call will go against the Marauders. Probably a hold back there.
Nethog is celebrating. You're right. This is going to be touchdown Dragons. We're going to get the official call.
So the reason I picked this as my play of the day is because this is the one that sticks out the most. We ran this on the third down, the previous one. We didn't throw it where it should be. I wasn't very happy. The coaches in the box weren't very happy. So we had a conversation, Tolly and I did, about understanding how the defense was set up. And so on the play before, they were all over to Adams, so we should have thrown it to Zane. Now they went balanced and they blitzed from Adams' side, so the ball should go to Adam, which it happens, but I remember distinctly drawing up a circle over by Adam and a circle up by Corey right now. And I said, this is Mickey Mouse's ears, okay? If there's earwax in one of them, don't throw it there. So whatever one doesn't have people, there's no earwax, throw it to the ear that's wide open. And thank goodness he did it on this one. It was awesome. You know what? Great job by Tolly, because he probably could have just went, man, I messed the last one up. I should have thrown it to Zane. I'll just throw it to Zane again. But he kept his composure off the bad snap. And then Adam houses it.
Now the defense has got to hold them.
I forgot how good we were offensively this year. We were so good.
Humble brag.
Pretty ridiculous numbers. I am killing the fruit snacks right now at this point in the game.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty nervous because they've been rolling all second half. But there was too much time.
This is classic B size right here.
Yeah, we get the stop. All we need to do is get a first down.
Third and 3 from the 13. Shell.
No thought and pass there. Getting it off for sure.
Oh gosh, we got You Betcha in at quarterback. Look out.
Guy wins you 3 state championships at quarterback, and you got to put him in the running the bread and butter from the old Shanley days.
Everybody's got a role, right?
That's true.
Some tight ends roles to block, some tight ends are to catch passes.
Some tight ends are quarterbacks. It's fine.
Tight ends are quarterbacks right there.
Oh, geez.
Tiny hands.
Really win that one in there, Caleb.
Back at his own 20-yard line. Good snap by Tyler Barnes. Schwichtenberg gets off a wobbler. LB Pope's going to
At this point, too, I was like, oh, here we go.
Cole making the tackle.
Yeah, because that's LB Pope. He's a heck of an athlete.
Yeah.
Like the conference all-time leader in punt returns or something.
Now it starts. Bagnell puts it up near side.
And we're blitzing. Guns blazing right now.
Oh, here we go. Last play of the game to end it.
Standing on their feet. Bagnell looking downfield. Firing. Intercepted. It's Jesse Belkey. The Dragons are going to win again.
Probably the longest
Bagnell over.
He's brilliant. I mean, different than Ryan is. Ryan's got a good deep ball.
That came at a really good time.
Do a ton of, but we do some.
This is my first traveling trophy that I won as a player on the playing. Obviously, a year before we won the trophy against Crookston, but I was redshirting that year. So, yeah, I think it's a good feeling for me being first year playing just to win my first trophy as a college athlete. So.
Steve, let's take a look at these final numbers. Just it was a fun game because there were 1,104 yards, but just that one turnover at the end.
That's a pretty offensive game, honestly. You know, one turnover, 1,100 yards. I mean, shoot. Great day for the Dragons. Obviously, to be able to do something never been done before, win the trophy was huge. Cemented memories, you know, just not the Hodgecopter, the winning of the paddle for the first time, the feeling that those guys had. I think that first taste of, hey, we can do something and we're here for a reason, and you know, we're legit and we're taking forward steps. And I think that was a good springboard for us into a lot of great things that happened afterwards. And so it's fun to be able to watch it with you guys tonight, to be able to relive that and, you know, the great memories that we had, not just on the field, but off the field as well.
Got a little stat of the game that you guys might like. Corey Ambrose said how much he loves an offensive game. This was the first game that I could find in Dragons history. Now, stats have been kept since 1998, but it's the first game that the Dragons won where both teams had 500 yards. So a very offensive performance and just a great victory. So congratulations. We've enjoyed the game, gentlemen. Thank you. We went back to 2013 and found the Go Team highlights tape done by Caleb Stumple. Let's take a moment and recap this great battle for the paddle.
Gravely in the backfield. Gravely grabs it. Gravely grabs. And he'll go down. The Dragons hold again. Ryan Darlene. Hodge looking to put it up. Fires downfield, complete to Ambrose. He's towards the center of the field. 35-30. 25-20. Foot race to the end zone. Ambrose is going to win it. Touchdown. Dragons. They get the lead. Hodge pumping. Now throwing long. Complete. He found a man downfield. It's Sean Holenkamp. Hodge back to pass. Scrambling to his right side. Hodge is now going to run. Hodge dives towards the end zone. Fumbles the football. Who came up with it? Bagnell being pressured. Bagnell in trouble. Bagnell in the end zone. Is this a safety? No. They're going to say he gets sacked all the way back. Mary showing blitz. They bring 4. Hodge in trouble. Looks for a block. Still on his feet. He's going to get a first down. Hodge, okay. Now throwing. Completing that Medhog out of the backfield. And Medhog's going to score.
There's your answer, buddy.
Take that, Preston Texas. Touchdown, Dragons. Hodge in a lot of trouble. He's going to go down. He gets sacked by John Oilo, and Hodge is getting up slowly. He's grabbing his right knee, and he's hurt.
Hodge now is being escorted off the field, and he certainly is going to be out for a while.
All right, so it's Ryan Tolley out of Sisseton, South Dakota. Welcome to the ball game. You face 3rd and 14. Bubble screen. Jiska looking for God, it's flagged down. Jiska's going to score. Touchdown. A lot of people downstairs standing on their feet. Bagnell looking downfield. Firing. Intercepted. It's Jesse Belkey. The Dragons are going to win again. The Dragons win this football game 48-41. They win their first paddle.
Dragons winning their first paddle. This is a 1-16 that showed a lot of heart, a lot of stick-to-itiveness, especially at the end.
Proud of the guys, watching the game, watching the highlights. Still gives you chills, still brings, gives you some watery eyes sometimes, just being proud of what these guys did, what they went through, what they accomplished. And then, to be able to see them even now in their lives, what they're doing, how they're impacting people in their jobs and their families and their businesses. And part of that was from their journey here, and they've taken it beyond them. And that's what's exciting, and that's what makes it rewarding. And so it was certainly, it was a fun night. I appreciate you guys being able to join us.
This was just a special game for us. I remember Coach Lockway saying, we all came here to do things that have never been done. And that game was all about peaks and valleys. And we were up by 20, and then they tied it. But we found a way at the end, and we did something, that no one's ever done before. And, that's what made it sweet.
Yeah, and Lockway hit on it too a little bit, just taking the lessons that, we all learned as players and just using them in my life today. I think it's, obviously it's more than just a game, and it's, it made me the guy I am today, and, made me be the husband and the worker I am in the workplace. And so, yeah, I'm just appreciative of the time I had with the coaching staff, with the teammates. It's just awesome. And I just, appreciate you guys having me on tonight.
Coach, as far as the Dragon Way is concerned, how did this game showcase that?
Let's find a way. It's definitely you think you've got it made, and you think things are maybe going to be easy coming out after halftime, and then you're in a dogfight, and you got to find a way through injuries. You got to find a way against momentum. You got to find a way against history. And we were able to do that. And I think if you got that in life, man, you can do a lot of things. And so it was great to see that out there.
Appreciate all of you for being here. Special thanks to Corey Ambrose and Adam Jiskra for joining us, as well as Steve Lockway, Wade Youngbloom, and Abe Rourke. And many, many thanks to Coach Chris Needham and Dragons Football. Our executive producer is John Webking. Our director is Alex Nelson. For all the great folks at Go Team Productions, this is Steve DeStacio. Thanks for watching The Dragon Way.
If you missed any of today's show, please visit msumdragons.com/thedragonway for all episodes, highlights, as well as full game broadcasts in their entirety. We're back right here on WDAY Extra in 2 weeks on Tuesday, October 13th at 6:30 p.m. to watch the Dragons claim the battle axe in 2015 against the Bemidji State Beavers. Thank you again to all of our sponsors for their support. Stay safe, and of course, go Dragons!